Hey guys, welcome to Zombie Daddy Films. As you can see, I'm not in my normal location. We are doing some renovations in the house. And pretty much the family where I usually film, all the family is down there. We're pretty much living down in that area. So I had to find a little bit more quiet place to film today. So bear with me, it's not my normal location, but we'll make it work. So this video today is Rad 9 movies that This challenge was made by 3 of my favorite YouTubers, Born to Be Rad, My Killer Podcast, and Movie Watch Daily, also known as the Rad Pack. Now, I did an Instagram post showing my Rad 9 already, but I thought I'd do a video to explain why these are my Rad 9 movies that made me. But I also have some honorable mentions. Alright, my first honorable mention is Black Christmas. So the reason this is an honorable mention of movies that made me is because this is pretty much the first slasher I ever saw. So I think it was my sister was having a sleepover, and my brother, who's 11 years older than me, got us into horror pretty early in our lives. But he had my sister rent this for her party. Being a couple years younger than my sister, I wanted to hang out with her and her friends. So we watched this movie, scared the crap out of me, but also became one of my favorite slashers of all time. Now, the reason it's not in my top 9 honorable mentions is because pretty much those movies are ones that I watch all the time, still to this day. This movie I watch every Christmas, but it's not one that I watch every day. So that's the first honorable mention, Black Christmas.
Sorry, didn't mean to frighten anyone. You're a bit late for that!
So my next honorable mention is Clue. Now, the story with this one, so my dad is who got me into movies, and he used to tape every movie on a VHS, blank VHS, and this was one of 3 movies that were on one tape that we used to watch all the time. So, Clue was on it. One of my honorable mentions was on it, so I'm not going to say right now, but you'd probably guess. And also another movie called Private Eyes with Don Knotts. We used to watch that tape all the time. And Clue is my sister's favorite movie because of that. She knows every line to this movie. She recites it all the time. And I love it too. I love this movie. I've always loved it. And it's because of that reason, we just watched that same tape over and over again. So I probably saw this movie hundreds of times. The reason it just barely didn't make my list because I do watch this movie a lot, but yeah, Clue, honorable mention, number 2.
And to make a long story short, too late!
The next honorable mention is Teen Wolf. I love this movie. I watched this a lot growing up, but Back to the Future was the one that I watched from Michael J. Fox. All like the Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3 were the ones I watched all the time. So it just missed the list, but I love Teen Wolf and it's a movie. Next one that just missed the list was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first film, the original from 1990, I believe. I believe it's 1990. But yeah, it just missed the list. I love this movie. This is the Stinkovision version from Umbrella Films. I have yet to watch this. It comes with, I showed it on Instagram, but let me show you here. Comes with this scratch and sniff page here, and I guess it will pop up while you're watching the movie and you scratch and sniff, and this is what you're gonna smell. I've yet to watch this version. I'm interested in doing it, just haven't had the time. But I love this movie. again, Ninja Turtles, the cartoon. I had all the figures. Just missed the list though. There are more movies that I watch more than this, so.
Awesome! Bodacious! Yeah! Good shit! Yeah! Gnarly! Radical! Yeah! Totally toothless, dude! Wicked! Delicious! Mega!
I have always liked Cowabunga.
Huh? Cowabunga!
Next one is The Crow. I love this movie. Watch this every hell night. And my wife's a big fan of it too. This is probably my favorite superhero movie. This is my favorite superhero movie. Brandon Lee, gone way too soon. And, you know, I just love everything about it. The atmosphere, everything. Like I said, again, just barely missed the list, though. I do watch it a lot, but not as much as the ones that made my list, so. So my last two honorable mentions have kind of funny stories to them. First one is Forrest Gump. So with Forrest Gump here, I saw it in theaters with three of my buddies, but it wasn't the movie we wanted to see. We wanted to see Pulp Fiction. We were too young. We were 13 years old. But I was actually grounded at the time. I remember that. And my parents were both working, so I snuck out of the house. And I met my friends at the local theater by my house. It was one of those old theaters where you get the tickets at the outside booth and everything. And a friend told us that he got into Pulp Fiction, the same theater, and they didn't care. They let him in. We were, like I said, we were only 13 years old, so we were like, okay, he got in, so let's try. We tried. We did not get in, and so we were bored. So we were like, you know what? Let's go check out that new Tom Hanks movie. I'm a big Tom Hanks fan, so I was like, okay. And I honestly didn't think it looked that good, but we were bored, so we went to go see it. We went in, and I just remember watching that movie and just being, like, loving everything about it, like, from the beginning to end. Really enjoyed it. It was a surprise. Like I said, went to go see Pulp Fiction, saw Forrest Gump, and, you know, don't regret it. I actually like this movie more than Pulp Fiction. I do enjoy Pulp Fiction, though. So that's an honorable mention there.
And that's all I have to say about that.
My last honorable mention is Seven. Now, I saw this on my 15th birthday. My dad took me with a couple friends. My dad, like I said, loved movies, but he didn't really pay attention to the PG-13, you know, rated R. I saw a lot of movies when I was like 10, 11 that I probably shouldn't have. But so when he asked me on my birthday what movie I'd like to go see, he was going to take me out for dinner in a movie. I really wanted to see Seven. I thought it looked amazing. I love Brad Pitt. I love Morgan Freeman. So he took me to see Seven. So I got to see Seven, and as everybody knows, it's got some disturbing scenes. It was kind of awkward watching it with my dad. But I love this movie. I still love it to this day. What's in the box? As you see right there.
I saw you with the box. What was in the box?
Because I envy your normal life.
Put the gun down, David.
It seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box?
Not till you give me the
What's
gun.
in the fucking box?
Give me the gun.
You just don't.
On with it.
Yes, get on with it!
Oh, I am enjoying this scene.
Get on with it!
All right, so my first movie from the Rad 9 movies that made me is Goodfellas. And the reason with Goodfellas is this is the first movie that introduced me to Martin Scorsese, introduced me to Robert De Niro, and I love this movie so much. Still my favorite Martin Scorsese film. But after I watched this movie, I remember watching all their films together. I'm watching Taxi Driver, watching Raging Bull, watching King of Comedy, which is another one that I really enjoy. Yeah, Goodfellas, to me, still a perfect gangster film. Love this movie. And yeah, that's one of the movies that made me become a huge fan of Scorsese.
Guy. What do you mean? You mean the way I talk? What?
It's just, you're just funny. It's funny, the way you tell the story and everything.
Funny how? I mean, what's funny about it?
Tommy, no, you got it all wrong.
Oh, Anthony. He's a big boy. He knows what he said. What'd you say?
You're right.
Funny how? What?
Just, you're funny.
You mean,
So?
let me understand this, because maybe it's me, I'm a little fucked up, maybe. But I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you? I make you laugh? I'm here to fucking amuse you? What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
Not just, how you tell the story. What?
No, I don't know. You said it. How do I know? You said I'm funny. How the fuck am I funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? Tell me. Tell me what's funny.
Get the fuck out of here, Tommy.
You motherfucker! I almost had him! You stuttering prick yet? Frankie, was he shaking? I wonder about you sometimes, Henry. You may fold under questioning.
All right, the next one is Career Opportunities. I love this movie. I watched this a lot as a kid. Had a huge crush on Jennifer Connelly. Like most kids my age.
So what's the word on you two? Are you married? Obviously you're hack crooks if you can't pull off a discount store job. What were you planning to steal? A little hairspray?
Sorry.
So, lady, you got a job?
No.
Well, then don't knock ours.
Crime isn't a job, it's a sickness. Whoops. Anyone have some change?
He just made me want to work at Target as a kid. We didn't have Targets in Canada, so I don't know, it just looked like a fun place to work. Yeah, I've always really enjoyed this movie. I think it's underrated. It's starting to get a lot of love now, but it used to be really underrated. So, Career Opportunities. This is the Kino release, by the way. But yeah, if you haven't seen Career Opportunities, I definitely recommend it. All right, let's talk a little horror now with my list. And I'm going to talk about Halloween. My favorite horror film franchise of all time, especially the first one. I remember this one and the second one being played over and over again on Halloween, back to back on TV. Watched it a lot as a kid. Like I said again, probably wasn't old enough to be watching them, but I was watching them. Love these movies. Have the whole Scream Factory box set here. I know a lot of people hate the Rob Zombie ones. I don't hate them. I enjoy things about them. They're not my favorite. Same with Resurrection. It's not my favorite, but I can watch it and enjoy. Even the new ones, the 2018 Kills and Ends.
Why don't you just chill? No, but still. Link and I are cruising the mountain, bro, and we figure we's a little juice.
No, we sing the juice. We's the juice. No, we sing the juice.
No, we sing the juice.
Chill, bud.
No, but chill. No.
It's okay. Just chill.
I'll be back.
No buts.
So next up is Encino Man. Now, Pauly Shore in the 90s was everywhere. I remember seeing this movie in theaters. I saw Son-in-Law in theaters. I think I saw In the Army Now in theaters. Maybe Biodome. He was everywhere, but Encino Man was always my favorite. I watched this movie constantly. I still watch it so much to this day. My wife's not a big fan of it, so I have to watch it when she's not here, but I've always loved this movie. So many quotable lines. Everybody's great in this film. Sean Astin, Pauly Shore, and of course, Brendan Fraser. But yeah, this needs a Blu-ray release. I know it has something to do with Disney. I think this is, what is it? Hollywood Video. So I'm pretty sure that has something to do with Disney. A lot of great Pauly Shore films that need Blu-ray releases, and I'm pretty sure they're all Hollywood Video or Columbia TriStar or whatever. And that's all owned by Disney. They did release Biodome and I believe Jury Duty on Blu-ray. I own those Blu-rays, but they need to release Encino Man. I love this movie. So yeah, Encino Man makes the list. Alright, the next one on the list is John Carpenter's The Thing. Love this movie, this film, Kurt Russell, the atmosphere, the special effects. This movie is pretty much a perfect horror film in my opinion.
Clear!
Clear.
Film made me appreciate all the practical effects of the 80s. This movie is just amazing. I love it. I can watch it anytime. So yeah, The Thing, love it.
Oh, we mustn't dwell. No. No, not today. We can't. Not on Rex Manning Day.
We're gonna go to another 90s comedy. This one right here, Empire Records, one of my favorite films. Another movie I can watch over and over again anytime I feel, just down and out, I'll throw in Empire Records. The cast is great. The music is awesome. I remember buying the soundtrack for this as well when I was younger. But, it just makes me miss those types of music stores. I know that there's still some, a lot of vinyl stores out there now, but this was my childhood, going to the music store and just walking around, picking my favorite CDs, and yeah, love this movie, Empire Records. So next up, I've talked about this film before, my favorite vampire movie of all time, and that's The Lost Boys. Love this movie, love this edition, by the way, awesome steelbook. This movie, again, I watch this movie all the time. You got Corey Haim, you got Corey Feldman, you got Kiefer Sutherland, Jason Patric. Just an amazing cast, and just everything about this music, the atmosphere. It's just an awesome movie. I can watch this all the time. So Lost Boys obviously made the list.
You're creature of the night, Michael. Just like out of a comic book. You're a vampire, Michael. My own brother, a goddamn shit-sucking vampire. Oh, you wait till Mom finds out, buddy.
So now we go to my favorite trilogy of all time, and that is Back to the Future. And now I'm kind of cheating here because I'm going to say all three films made me, because I watched these when they're on VHS, DVD. I had them taped. I've had all kinds of different versions of Back to the Future, and I still have to pick up the 4K set. I'm going to do that, but this is the Blu-ray trilogy steelbook. Awesome steelbook. But this movie, this whole trilogy, I can watch over and over again and never get bored. Love these movies. Like I said, watched them like crazy as a kid. So yeah, Back to the Future obviously made the list.
Precisely.
Whoa, this is heavy.
There's that word again, heavy. Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
All right, last but not least, as you can see the poster behind me, put that up there for a reason, and that's because my favorite movie of all time is The Burbs. And hi to Mel from My Killer Podcast. I know this is your favorite as well. This movie, like I said with the story with Clue, this was on a tape that we had with Clue that we used to watch over and over again, that my dad had tapes. Made me love this movie. I watched this the most. My sister watched Clue the most. But yeah, this is a movie I've probably seen a million times. I can watch it any time of the day, any time of the year. Sometimes my wife's like, "You're watching The Burbs again." She loves this movie too, but she's like, "You're watching that again? You didn't even watch that last week?" Yes, because it's awesome. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a movie that I've always loved. Never thought anybody appreciated it. Thought it was forgotten for most people. And now it's starting to get, a lot of people are starting to see it, and it's starting to become everywhere. Didn't think that I'd ever get this edition from Shout Factory. I never thought we'd get something like this. But yeah, it's an amazing movie. If you haven't seen The Burbs, check it out. And it's my favorite movie. And of course, it's the movie that made me because I watch it all the time. So that's my list. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I had a lot of honorable mentions because this was a hard challenge. A lot of great movies that made me and made me the person I am today. But
Ray, there's no doubt anymore. This is real. Your neighbors are murdering people. They're chopping them up. They're burying them in their backyard. Ray, this is Walter.
So that's it. That's the Rad 9 movies that made me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell. And I will see you later. Have a great day, guys.